Hello boaters, welcome to Narrowboat Journeys. We're on the Shropshire Union Canal and I'm currently at Tyrley Wharf and I'm just about to descend the 5 locks of the Tyrley Lock Flight. Immediately over to my left we have boaters facilities. There's L-SAN water and rubbish disposal, but unfortunately the water and the L-SAN both appear to be permanently out of order. The rubbish disposal area does seem to be okay. Now if you look over to the right you can see 2 large plaques on the wall of that building. If you want to pause the video for a moment you can read what they say. I was very disappointed about the water point not working. Back at Bridge 55 I boated right past one the other day, but here I did have a look and there's barely a trickle coming out. That's because the water comes from a borehole which has run dry. I don't think it'll ever be repaired. It would take many hours to fill my water tank with the water flow being that slow. Well, here we are in the first lock. This is lock number 1. The total drop of all of these 5 locks is 33 feet. So they're not particularly deep locks, but the weir that flows around the lock, carrying the excess water, they tend to be quite fierce. I'm going to show you all 5 locks, but they will be edited because it'll be just be too boring otherwise. These 5 locks are all very close together, so you can't moor up in between them, so you've got to do all 5 in one go. The last 2 locks, numbers 4 and 5, go through a rocky cutting. The overflow weir below this particular lock is very powerful, so it will tend to push your boat sideways when you try and go out. This canal was chopped out through solid rock at this point, and because of that for some reason there's a rocky ledge below the surface which prevents you getting your boat close into the towpath. It can be quite difficult if you're on your own, so I had to back up and just take the boat into the lock mouth in order to be able to get off the boat. That wooden shelter over there on the right is there to protect some stop planks. You'll see these quite often. They take various forms, but they're always where the canal is at a narrow point, and there'll be like a vertical channel, 2 vertical channels in each side of the canal, and these planks can be slotted down into it, and they can isolate sections of the canal. They can drain out, pump it out, and do maintenance work on it. You'll notice here on the left that the overflow outlet has like a metal screen across it. That sort of deflects some of the water flow a bit and makes it possible to actually get in and out of the lock. Well, that's all 5 locks done now. It's really beautiful down here, but there's no stopping because it's just a bit too narrow and a bit gloomy really. I'm heading now towards Market Drayton. I'm not going to stop on the visitor moorings. I'm going to stop before I get to Market Drayton, just on the outskirts. It'll still be within easy reach, but we'll save that for the next video, I think. What's that over on the right? I think someone's getting artistic with a tree stump. This is bridge 61. It marks the end of that cutting, and on the other side of it there's lots of good mooring. It seems that every trip I've done recently, at some point it's rained, and this one is no exception. Just as I was going to moor up, it started a little shower. It wasn't too much. Anyway, now it's time to moor up and let the cats out, so thank you very much for watching. We'll be travelling through Market Drayton in the next video, so until then, I'll see you next time.